Hello, everyone. Make it organized here. How is everyone doing on this happy Tuesday? Welcome to the PICK-3 at a glance strategy. First time viewers and family. Glad to have you with me today. Set up. Let's see. I gotta get. Give me 1 minute here. Gotta do some changing over here. Okay. I hope everybody's having a great day. 11:05. Okay. Hey, Wendy Thomas, glad to have you with us. How are you today? Welcome to the chat. Are you new with us, Wendy? Are you familiar with the PICK-3 at a glance strategy, or is your first time visiting? This is my question and answer. PICK-3 at a glance with a home. I know tic-tac-toe, no date sums, no grids, no flips, no root sums, no multiple different rundown workouts. Because we tracked the actual 1,000 numbers. What I did, I took 22 numbers and I did the 111 rundown on those 22 numbers, and I have all 1,000 numbers on a possible combination. So at a glance, you can track all the numbers and know what's going on with them. So all that you need is to track and build a strategy and a skill set. So basically, I have 2,000 videos on the channel. So basically what I'm doing here with the question and answers is, if you've been viewing my videos and anything that you don't understand, I can help you out with it. I can explain the PICK-3 at a glance strategy to anybody in an hour or less. If you're very, very new, then I can help you also, because it's a simple strategy. But what I do, when I start the video, I always, starting now with the chat, Eddie Tipton is a guy that rigged the lottery. So I want to make sure everybody's aware that the lottery can be rigged. Is it rigged now? I can't say yes or no to it. Can they lessen the odds of us winning? Yes. Because if one of their employees, Eddie Tipton, can rig the lottery, then they can do it also. So what I do is I always play um, uh, uh, a soundtrack of about Eddie Tipton and what he did. So I always say OPPB, be organized, be patient, be persistent, stick with a budget, and play responsibly. Myself personally, I play the PICK-3 for fun and for winning. I used to try to play hard, and it got me in a hole that I couldn't get out of. But now with tracking the actual 1,000 numbers, building a strategy and a skill set, I play for fun and I win. But I play recognizing that the game is set up against us. The odds are against us. So I play with knowing that. And I play with intentions of not ever getting in a hole like I did before. So here's Eddie Tipton and his soundtrack of what he did to rig the lottery. So I want to make everybody aware that it can be rigged, and it was rigged.
His name is Eddie. He lives in Iowa. He's a computer programmer, and he also works for the Multi-State Lottery Association. And he's going to use this position there to enact this wild scheme. See, Eddie is actually the director of security at the Multi-State Lottery Association, and part of his job involves designing the software that randomly picks the winning numbers for these lotteries. And so Eddie's been working in this job for like 2 years, and then one day, everything changes. Because he's at work and he's chatting with a coworker, and the coworker is joking around, and he asks Eddie if he's put his own secret winning numbers into the software. And Eddie is like, say what now? And coworker's like, bro, you wrote the software so you can set the winning numbers. And Eddie's like, oh snap, that's right, I'm the one writing the software. I actually could rig this whole thing and win the lottery and make myself rich. And that is exactly what he's gonna do. So Eddie gets right to work, and he starts writing code on the Multi-State Lottery Association computer. And this code will basically help predict the winning numbers. Then, one night, he's working late in the office, and there's no one else around. So he gets some of those yellow sticky notes, and he starts writing down the different sets of possible winning numbers for this lottery that's about to happen all the way over in Colorado. Now, the jackpot for this lottery in Colorado is a big fat $4.8 million. So there's a lot on the line here. However, Eddie has a problem. He can't just roll over to Colorado and play the lottery himself. He's an employee of the Multi-State Lottery Association. It's against company policy for lottery employees to play the lottery. Plus, that would be very suspicious if a lottery employee won the jackpot. So then Eddie has to find someone to play it for him. And what does he do? Eddie recruits his brother, this guy, Tommy. And Tommy is a sheriff's deputy, of all things. But Tommy also just happens to be taking a trip to Colorado soon, because he's gonna look for, and I'm not making this up, Bigfoot. Yes, Tommy is going several states away to hunt for the legendary mythical creature. I guess he's just into that kind of stuff. So anyway, Eddie hits Tommy up, and he's like, hey, while you're out there in Colorado looking for Bigfoot, could you play a bunch of these lottery numbers I got? Because one of them is gonna win. And Tommy, he's like, alright. Now, while Tommy's out there in Colorado, he doesn't actually find Bigfoot, womp womp, but he does buy up a bunch of lotto tickets. And sure enough, when the time comes and they draw the winning lottery numbers, boom, one of Tommy's tickets wins. However, he doesn't actually win $4.8 million, because some other people win too, so the winnings are split between him and some other random winners. Regardless, Tommy ends up getting a cash payout of nearly $570,000, and he goes and he splits it with Eddie. Not a bad payday. Oh, but Eddie's scam is not over yet. That was way too easy. So for the next 10 years, Eddie uses his magic software, and he gets the winning numbers, and he has another person, Tommy or whoever else he's scamming with at the time. He has that person go to other states and play their lottery and collect the winnings. And they win big. $22,000 in Kansas, $780,000 in Wisconsin, $900,000 in Oklahoma. Bro is raking it in. Until one day, Eddie makes a big mistake. Because he walks into a convenience store and he buys one of the winning tickets himself. And you can see him here, he's right there in the black hoodie, looking all kinds of shady. And also, this particular lottery he's playing, this ain't no regular lottery. This is the Hot Lotto, which has a massive jackpot of $16.5 million. So, of course, he buys the tickets and he picks the numbers, and the ones he picked end up being the winner. And bam, he wins the jackpot. But, again, there's a problem. He still can't collect it himself. He's got to go find someone else who can. Meanwhile, the lottery commission, they know someone won. They know someone bought the winning ticket. They just don't know who. So they're just waiting on whoever to come forward and claim this prize money. And they're like going on TV and they're like making announcements.
Well, it's been almost almost a month since we had announced that we had a hot lotto, $16.5 million hot lotto winner. The Iowa Lottery has been looking and asking for everyone to please check their tickets.
So Eddie, he's got to collect this money. So he hits up his friend in Texas, this guy, Robert. And Robert, he's been already helping him with this lotto scam. And Eddie asked Robert to help him figure out how to collect this $16.5 million jackpot he just won. So Robert hits up a guy in Canada that he knows, and he asks him to call into Iowa and claim the prize. So then, 10 months after the winning numbers were announced, this random guy from Canada calls into Iowa claiming he's got the winning lottery ticket. But he says that he's too sick to go there in person and that they'll just have to give him the winnings. And the lottery commission, they're like, yeah, sure, buddy. And they start asking him questions about the day he bought the ticket. Like, what clothing were you wearing that day? Because they're skeptical and they're trying to pick his story apart. And of course, guy from Canada describes some clothing, but that description doesn't match the surveillance footage the lottery commission has of the man buying the ticket. So the commission is like, nah, bro, you're not the winner. Stay in Canada. So then Robert has to try something different. And he has a couple of lawyers come forward to claim the prize. And when these lawyers go to the lottery commission, they're like, we're here on behalf of our client, and our client wants to remain anonymous.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the winning ticket, but we don't have the person nor all of the background information about this winning ticket.
And again, the lottery commission gets very suspicious, especially because in Iowa, the identity of any given lottery winner is always made public. So the lottery commission is like, nah, and they don't pay out the winnings.
Ladies and gentlemen, the hot lotto jackpot claim has been withdrawn.
I mean, they know something shady's going on. So instead, they start looking into this anonymous winner who allegedly sent his lawyers. And eventually, they ask the police to get involved. So then police get involved. And even they are having a hard time figuring this out. But they go and they check out the surveillance footage from the convenience store where the winning lottery ticket was bought. Now, obviously, from this footage, you can see a man in a black hoodie, but you can't identify who that is. Like, the quality is just trash. So police, they go and they release this footage to the public, and they ask the public to help them identify the guy who bought the winning lottery ticket. So then, finally, after investigating this for nearly 4 years, kaboom, police get a tip. And it's someone telling them that the person in the video is a guy they know named Eddie. And it's presumed that whoever tipped the police off were some of Eddie's co-workers. And you can't really see him in the surveillance footage, but they could tell it was him by his voice. So then eventually, bam, police arrest Eddie. Here's his mugshot. And then, bam, they arrest his Bigfoot-hunting-ass brother Tommy, too. Here's his mugshot. And also, bam, they arrest Robert. Here's his mugshot. And it's estimated that over 10 years, Eddie and these other guys tried to scam $24 million in lottery winnings, making this the biggest lottery scam in U.S. history. So anyway, Tommy gets 75 days in prison. Robert gets 6 months of home confinement because he testified against the others, while Eddie, the mastermind, he gets 25 years in prison. Although ultimately, Eddie only ended up serving 5 years, and now he's out on parole. Sounds like it was worth it.
Okay. All right, Renee. This strategy is not based off trying to find a number the next day. So there's nothing out there that's going to tell you what's going to come the next day. All right, because the numbers are random. That's why I set it up where you have to use the law of average and follow the numbers and build the systems. The draw is going to be at 130. Oh, okay. Well, but like I was saying, there's no way to know what numbers really come the next day unless you're tracking the actual 1,000 numbers during the workout. My workout won't show you what's coming the next day. It's a cumulatively of tracking the numbers. So If you're looking for something that's going to tell you, or I can tell you what's coming the next day, I can't. Not with this strategy. There's no tic tac toe, no date sum, no grid, no flip, no mirror, none of that's going to tell you what's working the next day. What the pick through at a glance is a process of eliminating the numbers and working with the law of average and what numbers are left, narrowing the numbers down. Then you pick numbers that you're going to play more or less on a consistent basis until they come in. But that's what a lot of strategies are trying to set up and figure out what's coming the next day, and there's nothing out there to tell you what's coming the next day because all the numbers are random. But my system is for you to study, build a skill set, track the numbers, see what's going on with them. Build you a bucket list of numbers of maybe 5 to 10 numbers. And those are numbers that you stick with to play because you know the last time that the number came out, you know the front pair, the back pair, single digits, and the single pair of those numbers. All my numbers I play, I have tracked and I studied and I know why I'm playing the number. I don't look for nothing that's coming the next day. Or anything that's coming the next day. There's nothing that's going to show you what's coming the next day. Because all the numbers are random every day. Midday numbers are different from evening numbers. Evening numbers are different from midday numbers. So that's why we have to play responsibly, play for fun. Don't play out of need or greed. Because if you do, uh, and you get in a hole, you won't know how to get out of it. And if you're in a hole, I suggest you stop digging that, and learn a sound strategy. To me, and the only sound strategy to me is pretty much if you're gonna play it pretty much for fun. And when you get good and can hit a little better, then you got a better chance of winning to increase your chances of winning. But there's nothing out there that's going to show you what's coming the next day. So, do you want me to do the workout or the rundown for you and help you understand the pick-3 at a glance strategy? I'd be more than happy to do that. Okay. Like I said, pick-3 at a glance is working. Took 22 columns. All right, Sean, got you. I took 22 numbers nobody else came up with. They were my numbers. This system I put together myself after being in the hole. There was no everybody. I did the opposite of what everybody else was doing to come up with my strategy. Okay, and everybody was adding the one the minus and the 1 1 1 rundown. To me, that was a lot of complicated, unnecessary math to me. So I said, if I added the 1 1 1 rundown to the winning number to come in, how would that work? Would I get the same numbers? And I did. And that's what started the pick-3 at a glance strategy and the 22 columns I came up with. Um, I'll give you a little picture of what it looks like, what the sheets look like. You've probably seen it. If you go to the videos and look at the 4 videos where I have the whiteboards, big whiteboards that I did work on, you can see all the numbers and the 22 numbers and the 4 strategies that I use. Okay? So start off with this here. Where's my sheet at? Let me see, where's the sheet at here? Okay, give me a minute here. What's happening? Where's my paper? 1 minute here. Okay. Wait a minute. Where's the paper at? I don't understand. Paper at? This is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. I'm missing a paper here. Okay. Let's put this together. Here's the sheet that I put together. Hey, Thunderhawk. How's it going? Glad to have you with us. Here's the 22 numbers that I came up with out of the 1,000 numbers to put my strategy together. All right. And each one of these columns, these are the base numbers. I call them base numbers. That's what I came up with. These are the singles. Now, I really don't have a sheet that. This is a February layout, but don't forget this February here. I got the April one, but it's going to take time for me to find. It won't take time for me to find it. It's in my bag, but I can't find it right now, so I want to keep going. But it's like 012, 013, 014. So pay special attention to these base numbers, because these are the numbers you will have to memorize when you're looking for what column the winning number came under. And it's easy to memorize them. It's 012, 013, 014, 015, 016, 017, 018. Then it goes to 024, 025, 026, 027, and it goes to 037. Those are base numbers. And these, when you do the 111 rundown, is how I made up these columns. And you got to realize each one of these columns represents 60 numbers. Each column. So when you're looking at a column, you're not just looking at 10 numbers, you're looking at 60 numbers that you can easily track and understand what's going on with them once you start tracking the numbers on each column. And that way you always know what columns are due and what numbers are due off the column. That's what I mean by eliminating the numbers. In the process of elimination, working with the law of average, the numbers that are left are the ones that you want to play. But that's because when I first started this sheet and came up with this strategy, and I knew about the law of average, I read about the law of average, it says that the numbers had to rotate. So what I did, I went back and eliminated all, for a whole year back, I went back and eliminated all the numbers that had played on all the columns, and any numbers were left was the numbers I built my bucket list off of numbers to play. I didn't play the numbers that I already played, because working with the law of average, I knew that those numbers would have to come out. that hadn't played. So I was focused on the numbers that hadn't came out. These are the singles. The same way I did the same thing on the doubles here with the columns with the 111 rundown. And these numbers always come only three ways. So each one of these columns are 30 numbers. And then 30 numbers is 9 of them. So 3 times 9 gives you 270. 30 times 9 gives you 270 doubles at a glance, and columns you can just track. Simple strategy and look at, okay? Only the triples is only come one way, so that only gives you 10. So you got the 720 on the singles, the 270 on the doubles, and the 10 on the triples gives you 1,000 numbers that you can look at a glance off this workout sheet and track and always know what's going on with all those 1,000 numbers that come in. So there is some heavy lifting that you do in the beginning, but after that, everything else is downhill. Okay? Everything else is downhill for you to track. Because you're only going to have to do that one time, track it, going back about, I went back a year, and you have to separate midday from evening. You have to track midday from evening. Says the lottery, says he's the lottery king and can predict lottery algorithm with his method. Let's see. With his method, and knows when trips will hit. You referring to me at Thunderhawk? Because I said lottery is king. I don't call myself the lottery king. I let everybody else have that title. I just show the proof is in the pudding, and I let the people make the judgment of who's the lottery king is. I can explain all my stuff to anybody and keep it simple. I use the KISS effect. I keep it super simple for myself and for them too. That's how I roll. Yeah, I ain't taking no title as no king. All I can tell y'all is the proof is in the pudding. I show the tickets, I show my winnings, I show how I call the numbers. That's all I do. But I ain't taking no title as the king. I say tracking is king. Tracking the numbers is king in my book. But I don't call myself the lottery king. And you can't, and there's no algorithm that I'm looking to try to predict. The thing is, I work off the law of average, and that's king in my book. Okay, well, if he's showing tickets and he got people paying $100 for book, well, God bless him. But I ain't charging. I got 2,000 videos. I ain't charging nothing. So, that's for them. Sean Moody, so I have sorted 3 years back. So you have went 3 years back? Good. Yeah, I see a lot of guys charging. That's on them. If it works for them, it works for them. All I ask is people, as my channel blesses them, to bless the channel. That's all I ask at this time, because I know what I'm doing and what I can do for people, and I'm not going to be charging that type of money. Why would you charge that type of money if you're doing good with with the lottery? Where can I find the past list because the numbers don't show past lists? Um, you said the past list. You talking about the numbers past list? I don't know what list you're talking about there, Sean. I don't know what numbers you're referring to. Past lists. Sid Brown, I don't predict numbers of state specific for Illinois' evening draw. My strategy is set up for people to find their own numbers, tracking their own numbers at their own state, and I have to go everywhere looking for numbers with my strategy. So I don't. That's a lot of work to do trying to put these numbers up for people. I really don't believe in it because I know what it takes to win, and I'm looking really for people that's willing to do what it takes to get in the winner's circle. And that's them tracking the numbers and studying the numbers for themselves so they can see what's going on, so we can be on the same page when they ask me a question. But I don't do that, putting up numbers and predicting numbers and telling people numbers. That to me is what other people do. That's all I'll say. Okay, no problem. Uh, I have 2,000 videos. 2,000 videos on my channel. Said and view them or come to the channel. You can watch me now on the live and come back with questions that you need answers. But I can show you in an hour or less what you need to do. And if you go back and do the work I tell you to do, you have it as good as I will. See, have you heard of the lottery post, Sean Moody? Have you heard of the lottery post? You're welcome. Have you heard of the lottery post, Sean? If you're trying to get the past numbers, playlist or something. Yeah, they blocked last list. Well, you really don't need to go back that far. 1 year is good. I don't know how far you want to go. Okay, I don't know how far back you want to go, but 1 year back is going to be fine enough for you to see if you eliminate the numbers. Okay, you use it. Well, I use the lottery post also, but I only go back 1 year's data. That's all you need. That's all you're going to need. And once you get caught up with that 1 year's data, then you should be able to see plenty using the strategies that I'm going to show here in a minute. Okay. Okay. Now I'm doing the. You're so welcome. I'm doing the 513 that came out for a young lady. We're gonna start with that 513 for Renee, okay, and show how to track. And the process is the same for every day. Once you get it down, it takes you about 10 minutes to track the numbers, mark them down, and start your bucket list and put together a bucket list of your numbers. So we did the 513. I'm doing the 111 rundown on the 513. Okay. You add 1 to the 5, you get 6. You get 6, 1 to 6, you get 7, 1 to 7, you get 8, 1 to 8, you get 9, 1 to 9, you get 0. 1 to 9, you're going to get 10, but you just use a 0. 1 to 0, you get 1, 1 to 1, you get 2, and 1 to 3, you get 4, and 1 to 4, you get 5. Same number at the bottom, you get at the top, you add it correctly. Here you count straight down, same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0, 1. Then same thing, you add 1 to here, you got 1. You go add to the 3, you get 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, now what you're looking for in any of the winning numbers that come in, the number that come in for the day, when you do the rundown, the base numbers that I showed you will always be in the rundown. Will always be in the rundown. Okay? So all those base numbers have a 0 in it. So when you do the rundown on the winning number, all you have to focus on is the numbers with the 0 for right now. Like 068, I know is not the base number. 280 is not the base number. I know that this 402 is the base number, but it shows as 402 because any of these numbers can come in by them being single 6 different ways. That's what I mean by the law of average. The numbers have to rotate, and they'll rotate by the law of average. Okay? Now, what I did, see, when I first started, people used to be saying subtract the 1. And you had to minus 1 from 0 and then minus and minus and minus. And I didn't add that good, so minus that good like that. So I just said I'll add it. And now I see more people starting to add that 1 instead of subtracting it. And how I made the column up, if you do here, you do the 1, 1 rundown on here, you add the 1 to the 0, you get 1, 1 to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9, and then the 0, and you do the same thing. You had 1 to the 2, you count straight down, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0, 1, 2. And then you do the 1 to the 4, you get 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So basically, this is the column off the sheet. And you would go to the column of the 024. You go to the column with the 024, and you'll find the 513. See here the 024, and you find see it is. It shows as 135 though, and you just mark it off. That's your process of eliminating the numbers as they come in. This sheet here is the first one you start with to eliminate the numbers for a year back. And whatever numbers are left off of what columns is going to be the numbers you're going to be looking at playing for May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, up to the rest of this year. Okay? How to create a bucket list? Well, your bucket list is going to come off as you're tracking the numbers that are not played or the numbers you're looking to play, working with the law of average. As you're tracking your own numbers in your state, you're going to know what numbers haven't played off these columns. You're going to know what front pair hasn't played and what back pair hasn't played. Like here, see, these are my pairs. Strategy number 2, let me move it up. Strategy number 2 is for the single pairs. As you marking off the single pairs, you're going to know what pair has played and have not played. When you marking off these numbers here, working with the law average, you're going to know what numbers in what position played and have not played. Let me see. Oh. Okay, let me see. Okay. That's how you're going to build your bucket list. Because when I put this sheet together, I knew about the law average, and then I had to know what numbers would be left. So I went back a whole year. I really went back 2 years and eliminated all the numbers. And then those was the numbers I started playing to start winning. I didn't have to guess what numbers I was going to play. I knew what numbers I was going to play. What you can't see with the tic-tac-toe, date, sum, grizz, flip, and all those other strategies trying to win the next day. There's nothing going to show you what's coming the next day. It's going to be somewhat of a task tracking the numbers every day and knowing what's going on with them. But you're better off knowing what's going on with the numbers and building your own bucket list and have a knowledge of why you would be playing the numbers when you know what's going on with them. And when you know in one of these columns here, and you track, as you're tracking, that a column ain't hit for 90 days or 120 days, quite naturally, you're going to just go to this column and pull your bucket list of numbers off of. You always know what numbers are due and what columns are due if they don't hit, or column don't hit for 2 months. That's actually tracking and studying and build a skill set of the actual numbers of the 1,000 numbers. This is all I do is pick 3. I don't do pick 4s because I know that's 1 in 10,000. You can't track that on paper. You don't do pick 5s. That's 1 in 1. I don't do scratches. I don't do none of that. I play one ticket on Powerball. When it plays, I don't do Mega Million because they $5 a ticket now. And that's it. But I don't do none but, I specialize in none but pick 3. And when you start tracking and start winning, you realize you don't have to do, you might add the midday if you, once you get one of them down, I wouldn't try to do both of them, but once you get one of them down, you'll be able to glance midday and evening and see what numbers are best to even play on midday. Not only glance, but you would track and see what numbers haven't failed. Like, when I'm tracking the front pair, back pair, tracking the single digits and the columns, you know, like last year, mid-evening, 616 fell for the first day of the year. And you know, no number fell off that column for a whole 5 months. And I was aware of that, and then I picked it up and started winning off the column. That's how you know what your bucket list of numbers are going to be, because you're going to know what has played and what hasn't played. That's how you're going to know, because you're going to be tracking. And your bucket list is going to consist of the numbers that haven't played. Pretty much. I don't play no numbers unless I didn't track them. Not even my birthday. I don't play no rainy day numbers. I don't play no numbers that's traveling from state to state. I don't do none of that. Okay. Now, so on this sheet here, like I said, I found the 024, and then I find the 135. That's how it's going to show, because all the numbers in order right here. 135, and I mark it off because it's the same number as the 513. And as you're doing this, and once you find out what numbers are left. Those are the numbers you want to carry every month, and you also want to carry what other numbers are left from year to year. Because you got 1,000 numbers. It takes 3 years for all those 1,000 numbers to rotate out. You're so welcome, Jay. It takes 1,000 years for all those numbers to run out. So y'all, it ain't no way to find out what number coming the next day. You only gonna get 365 of the 1,000 numbers every day. I mean, every for the whole year. Ain't no way to find out. Only way you can know is know what the numbers are doing and have done. That's the only way. Or what hasn't done. Like I knew last year that the 8-8 didn't fall on the front part for the whole year in Illinois' evening draw. And it played 2-8-8 in January for the whole year. But working with the law average, knowing in November and December, and no 8 front or back had failed, I picked them up and started winning. You ain't guessing what these numbers are doing. You know what they're doing. You have to know what they're doing to win. Because the reason being, if you don't know what they're doing, I don't care what you do with the grids, the tic-tac-toes, the day-some grid, can't make sense to you. How it's going to make sense when you don't know what the actual numbers are doing? How you going to pick out a number coming the next day when you don't know what none of the real numbers are doing? That's what I learned. That's what I've learned. You can't. It's just, what I call it? Gobbledygook. Gobbledygook. Got a whole lot going on, but you don't know nothing about what's going on right here. This here is primary to anything that you would do here, which is secondary. Secondary. It just is. You know, it just is. I mean, I play for fun, but I win. I play for fun, but if I was to start losing a lot or getting in the hole, I'd back off. But, you know, I'm head of the game, so I don't trip off a lot of stuff. I ain't charging nobody no $100. If I give you $100, you better show me tickets where you won every day of the week. Because I know better. Nah, anybody else want to pay $100, have that. Go ahead. But anybody, it ain't gonna be, that won't happen with me. That's why I don't post numbers. I don't put numbers up, because I can show you how to track the numbers for yourself and get in the winner's circle. And I could probably charge like everybody, but I do a one-on-one counseling that I charge a little fee for, and these sheets here, I charge for them. I think that's only fair. And there's nothing that's going to break you. It's probably what you played for the day for the lotteries if you're playing it. That's how I roll. And like I say, bless the channel as the channel blesses you, and people have honored that with me. When they hit, hey, what's up, Sona? Glad to have you. Doing well, doing well. People have honored that with when they win, they send me a little something. That's all. You know, I ain't gonna do that class stuff, and I don't even have the membership. I got 2,000 videos. I ain't even got no membership on my channel. Hey, look, I ain't worried about lottery phenom, PICK-3 monster, PICK-3 nobody. All I'm trying to do with my channel is get everybody on over here in the winner circle and know why they getting there, and speak like sooner or later say facts to everybody, and what they do with it is fine with me. You know, I ain't making fun. I don't even know no. The only time I think about a lottery phenom is when people bring him up. I don't think about him. Thanks, Sooner. I don't think about nobody. I know. Look, I got the utmost confidence in my strategy, because people win with it. Some send me some don't send me nothing. I ain't worried. I do pretty good with it, but you know, I appreciate my hard work being appreciated. That's all. And I love it. And I know that I'm get out of this next day hit stuff. You say, yeah, I see that, but you know what? They can steal it, but you know one thing they can't do. I don't compete. I create. They can't steal my creativity, Thunderhawk. The best way you want to lose is try to compete. I don't compete. I create. I'll come up with something different, and can't nobody teach this better than I can because I'm originator of it. Now, that's one thing I bet you. And if they do, I'm gonna outdo them. I'll run anybody. I'll run them till they drop. I'm 73 years old. I know this game. I play it well. I see it. I've been on what is that? What's that one they finna shut down? Mm. What TikTok? Yeah, TikTok. I seen a lady playing, showing my strategy today, but she wasn't telling it right. But you know, it is what. Like I say, I don't compete. I create. That's what I learned in a book. Don't compete. To be better, you create. Yeah. And that's how PICK-3 Glance got started. I didn't follow nobody else's book. I create. I don't compete. And that's life in the big city. Okay, thanks, Don Hawk. But you've been around with me a long time. You see I don't copy nobody else's stuff, and you see I don't go on nobody else's stuff. Oh, okay. Well, if I'm really getting a big head. I mean, uh, look, I've learned one thing too, Thunderhawk, and I'm about to get back on my track here. I learned one thing, Thunderhawk. Listen, if you don't pat yourself on the back, don't be looking for somebody else to pat you on the back. It ain't nothing about no big head. It's about knowing your worth. That's what it's about, and don't let nobody ever take it from you. 74, bro. I know what's going on. People will people will do some things to you. Thank you, Sooner. Yeah, yeah. Don't never let nobody take your work. Pat yourself on the back every chance you get. Ain't about no big head. If you delivering, you know. If you ain't delivering, then that's another ball game. But me, I deliver. I've been dealing with people all my life. I've managed over 300, 400 people in my lifetime, and I've been blessed with some good people working with me and for me. But man, you better speak up for yourself, or people run through you and over you, and then run back over you. Uh. But anyway, let's get back to this. Thanks. Yeah, Thunderhawk. You know you something else, Thunder. You've been around a long time. You've been around this long time, Thunder. You know this better than I do, probably. And I ain't changed. My strategy ain't changed. Okay. Now, this is strategy number 2. This triangle, which I was showing you here. I got to get the 5-1. Where's the 4 at? It's so nice to see you, Sooner. Every time I was just thinking about you. I hadn't seen you for a while. I said, "Oh, I ain't seen Sooner in a while." So here you go. Okay, Renee, here we are with the 2. These here, I came up with this triangle. This is what I seen somebody copying off of me. She was showing it, but she wasn't showing it right and how to do it. So, like I say, I don't worry about people. You know what? If I don't show, if I kept what I know to myself, I'll take this to the graveyard with me, and nobody will be able to benefit from it. And I ain't about to do that. The best real estate in the whole world is the graveyard, where so many people ideas because they were scared somebody was gonna take their idea, died with them. I got family members like, I got this idea, but I ain't gonna tell nobody. Well, keep it to yourself and see what they get you. Okay. The 5-1 is the 513. You got three separate numbers with that 513, so you're gonna have three separate pairs to mark off. You're gonna the 13, the 15, and the 35 would be what you would be looking to mark off on strategy number 2. The thing is, now when you get through here with this, same process, the process of elimination and building a bucket list. Whatever pairs are left are the pairs you're going to look to play. And you should, as you start tracking, you will build a strategy and a skill set. But you're going to have to do the work to track your own numbers. I understand. I hear you, Sooner. Things are tight for a lot of people right now. But I've seen it worse, believe me. And it was worse than we made it through. We'll make it through this time, too. One day at a time. But who was that? Warren Buffett say, don't bet against America. I think we're the melting pot of the world, and we're example of the world. We just have to work together. Look, it's only 2 reasons we're here on this planet, and I'll say that, and that was come to me a epiphany, I guess you would call it. Is to take care of the planet and take care of each other. And in the end, love will win. That's all. We've come a long way, but we got even a longer way to go. We didn't bring nothing in this world, and we ain't taking nothing out this world. So I'm gonna say the best. We only here to eat, drink, and be merry. That's the only reason we're here. Have fun, enjoy each other, enjoy the planet. And when we get out of here, we can be happy. But we got a long way. We've come a long way. Don't nobody want to go back 400 years ago. I know I wouldn't. But yeah, you're gonna be all right. We're gonna be all right. But people are doing, I don't think a whole lot bad is going to come that we can't overcome. Just think of what we're doing now. I don't know. This would have been impossible when I was a kid. This was space stuff, spaceship stuff, the Jetsons and stuff, what we're doing right now. If you was a millionaire when I came up, you was kicking on something. Now we got somebody got so much money, he don't even know what to do with it. Oh, we all right. We're going to be all right. We're going to be all right in the end. In the end, love will win. And God is love. Whoever you want to call him, if he ain't love, then I don't see him as the God I would serve. But God is love. And I don't care what your God is or how you want to choose him. The one I got is about love. God is love, y'all. That's about, we ain't here for nothing but to take care of each other and take care of the planet. That's all. Because all of us getting out this camp, sooner or later, my boy, everybody, I don't care what you got. You ain't staying here. You're going to get out this camp. Eat, drink, and be merry, y'all. So, eat, drink, and be merry. Because all the rest of it is for naught. Don't let it get you down. I'm the oldest of 11, so I deal without a lot of stuff. But I made it through. A single mother, she had 3 sets of twins. I'm the oldest of 3 sets of twins. But all my mother, they was trying back then. The welfare folks was trying to get my mama to give us up. And then she said, "No, I ain't giving my babies up. I ain't giving my babies up." And they said, "Well, ma'am, what you gonna give them? How you gonna take care of them?" She said, "All I can give them is my love. That's all I got." And she raised 11 of us with her love, and we all loving people. 11. Yep, keep God first, for sure. And right behind that, keep love first, too. Love those that'll let you love them, and those that won't, keep it moving. That's all I can tell y'all. Keep love first, too. Love those that'll let you love them and willing to love you back, and everybody else, keep it moving. Keep it moving, y'all. Because everybody ain't going to love you back. But in the end, like I say, love will win. Okay, let's see. If on strategy number 2, if any number that's left, that's a pair number. Let's say I'm gonna say 25. 25 was a pair number that was left. Then next month you want to look at it. You want to do a wheel on it. You run it 250, 251, 252, 253, 254, 255, 256, 257, 258, and 259. Okay? This is what I call willing the number. Let me move it up. And if you study and tracking, you know what's going on with this 25. You're not guessing. Okay? And say I know I was playing this 253, but it hadn't came yet. And I know 2-5 pair ain't fell at all. I would play this 2-5 straight box, if that's the way I'm playing it. And then everything else, I would play 50-cent box. This straight box is $1 for Missouri or Illinois. And everything else, I'd play 50-cent box. Now, if I play a 50-cent box and one of these come in, then I would load up on this number because it ain't too far behind when you're working with the law average to win. Okay? It ain't too far behind. So that's how you would wheel any number of pairs that's left, and you're going to have a few pairs left. But you'll know which ones to pick out of because I played the 1-7. Well, I said play the 1-7 in Illinois, the 1-7 front pair and the 3-9 back pair, because the 1-7 front pair didn't fall all last year at all, and the 3-9 back pair didn't fall all last year at all for Illinois' evening draw. But they played the 7-1-8, which I'm cool with that. I'm not upset about that. I'm still playing that 1-7 and that 3-9 back pair, 50 cent on each end, and then when they come, I know how my other numbers for my bucket list I'm going to play. See, I always know where I'm playing my numbers. Okay. And then strategy. Let's see. Strategy number 3 is the single digit, tracking a single digit in the position that it fell in here. What I did, strategy number 3, I took They always talk about a single hot code number, and I that wasn't working for me. So I say I need to know what position that number fell in. All right. And what I did, I took 3 columns from 0 to 9, and what I did with that, any winning number to come in, I would mark off what position the number came in. Like I would mark off the 513. I mark off the 5 on the front, the 1 in the middle, and the 3 on the end. Working with the law average, what I'm looking for is whatever number didn't fall in what position, I would know if I needed to play that number, what position to play it in. For example, let's say, mm, 1 minute. All righty. These are simple strategies but powerful when you're tracking them. Okay, like I said, I want to know what position to fail in. So, like that 513, let's say that you realize the 513, say that's your number you playing, and at the end, when you get through doing strategy number 3, you realize that the 5 was left on the end and it didn't play. Then you would play your 513, or I would play the 513 is 135. And I would play it as 315 also. That way, I would play this 50 straight, play these 50 straight, and play these straight box. Play this one that I'm always playing straight box. That way, if it come in and box in, I would take that money and reinvest right back into this. Right here, like that. I would take it and invest right back in it. That's how you build your strategy and skill set, and you'll see how that works. You'll see how it actually works when you're tracking the actual 1,000 number and know why you would play that 5 on the end. This is how you can hit straight, because you wouldn't want to play if you know that 5 didn't fall for a whole month on the end or 2 months on the end. That can happen, but you only know that when you're tracking. Like using this very same strategy, I realized that 777 in that column didn't hit for 2 months. So you know what triple I was playing, 777, and it came in. But I wouldn't have known that with no tic-tac-toe, no date sum, no grid, no flip, no mirror and other numbers. I wouldn't have known it. And everybody's numbers running different. That's why I say you have to track your own numbers for your own state to see what's going on with them. Because your numbers going to run different from my numbers. Okay. And then we had the front pair, back pair. Is the strategy number 4, where you're tracking the front pair and the back pair. Where is that pen at? Let's see here. This is strategy number 4. And And this is powerful. Even if you can't play front pair and back pair, you want to know what's going on with the front pairs and back pairs and what has fallen and what hasn't fallen. Okay? The 513, you're going to do the 5-1 on the front. You mark it off, bam, you're done. And the 1-3 on the back, you mark it off, bam, you're done. So those basically the 4 stretches. And then what I did do with this sheet, this is a yearly sheet. Now, I'll take the yearly sheet over to the next year, and whatever front pair and back pair hasn't played is the ones I'm looking to play. Just like I know that 17 ain't fell on the back, on the front for Illinois evening, and 39 ain't fell on the back. I know how to play those when I win and add them to my bucket list. See, when I add a number, I know why I'm adding it and how to play it because I'm tracking everything. Hey, Teresa, how you doing? Glad to have you with us. But I know why I'm playing every step. I'm building a block of numbers that haven't played. Not repeating playing numbers that I already played because the likelihood of them coming back is not that great. But the likelihood of a number that ain't never played working with the law average is greater. Even if you don't play your back pair and front pair, this is powerful. I had like I say, that's a sample, just one example, many examples. But my brother's birthday is 527. I realized it didn't play all year. So when I went to check my front pairs and back pairs, the number didn't play. I realized that the 5-2 hadn't fell on the front all year, or the 2-7 on the back all year. So when I went into let's say 2025, I made that my bucket list number and hit it on his. It fell on. I'll never forget it because it was beautiful when it fell. It fell when he had a birthday on a Saturday, and it fell exactly on his birthday. And I had loaded up because it was his birthday, and it came. I knew it was coming, but when it came on his birthday, that was even sweeter. And this is the kind of stuff you ain't guessing at. You'll know everything. You'll know everything step by step. And even when you play your number and you lose, you know how you lost or what you need to do to tweak to hit or to stay. That's why I say OPPB: be organized, be patient, be persistent, stick with a budget, play responsibly, and play them till they come. Make that money, y'all. Play your numbers, hold on to them till they come. Don't be trying to do a rundown and get some more numbers to play next day. And you might be hopping off a number if you had it tracked and know what was going on with it. You would have stayed on it. I bet everybody can probably tell me how many times they have played a number for a while, got off of it, and it came in. 9 out of 10, that was because you didn't know why you was playing the number. I know that was my case. I had no idea why I was playing the number. I was playing it because I was playing it out of a book, or playing it because it was raining, or playing it because I stumped my foot, or everything but knowing why I was playing the number. Playing it because it was a full moon. Playing numbers follow numbers. But once you start tracking, you see it don't work like that. You have to know what's going on with it and work with the law average and narrow the numbers down. Okay, let's go to the more questions and answers. Anything else? Yep, knowing is way better than guessing for sure. You'll see it. You'll see it for sure. And you build a strategy for winning better also. Any questions? Anybody got any questions? I don't know if this thing is running slow. I think I covered. And on the average, I say keep your spending around $3 to $5. I wouldn't, um, that's pretty much what I stick with until I win. When I win, then I have money I load up on. My average winning is around. It can range from 5 to 3 times a month of playing. Um, uh, but study more than you play. I would say also just study. Use the PICK-3 at a glance strategy. See how the numbers fall. Like I said, I think that the wild ball has kind of got the law average stretched out. I know it's stretched out. Um, the way the numbers are playing a little bit with that wild ball. Because if they throw that wild ball in with the rest of those three numbers, it's no longer the PICK-3 now, it's the PICK-4 numbers. And if they throw it in with the PICK-4, it's no longer the PICK-4 numbers, it's the PICK-5 numbers. So the odds are totally different with that wild ball if they got it in that computer and they bringing them out of that computer as four numbers instead of three. So that, like I said, they can change the game anytime. So have fun with PICK-3 like I do. And go from there. All right, family. I think if you have any questions, I'm going to upload this video. Uh, Leave them in the comments, and I'll answer it in the comments. So, like I always say, everyone, play them till they come. Make that money, y'all. Peace and love. God bless. And if you're tracking, you'll soon be packing to Lucky Town.